Welcome to Java. Thank you all kindly for joining me. It's February 14th, 2025. It is Friday and it is also Valentine's Day. So I'd like to wish a special happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Also, a reminder that the markets are closed this coming Monday for President's Day. So won't be seeing you that morning as the markets are closed. I'm hoping to get out another special, not exactly related to the market, something else I've been working on. There's also a couple of videos that have been coming out from Truth Warriors that I think are really excellent to listen to if you get the opportunity. So with this, if you've been in the Discord channel, there's links there. I'll also try to get some links in the description below. So let's get started because there is a lot going on today. So as always, we'll start with the markets. Our main risk indicator is the MMRI. Now, from this alone, it appears stable. The risk level is still above extreme, but not much changed from yesterday. 310.3 at the moment. However, I'm finding some massive moves in the underlying. The 10-year yield showed serious signs of either massive management or some really ridiculous shenanigans going on in the background. So had a bit of a heart attack look, if you will, between the movement. It's back at 4.53 right now. So it was surging for a bit, heading towards that 5% level when all of a sudden it started dropping again. Now, there were a few things that happened with this, but it's just showing massive instability. Now, paired with this, we've got the relative strength of the dollar, the Dixie here at 107. So if you're new here and you don't understand these things or want some clarity, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I do read the comments, so thank you for that. But what we're looking at is the relative strength of the dollar dropping. So that is allowing a little bit of breath into other currencies. But what that's doing is a currently green market right now, as it looks like unopened, is that very likely the futures are showing that there will be weakness a little bit later on today. Now it is Friday, heading into a long weekend. So these numbers could come off. Now, yesterday there was quite a bit of a rally. So our driver right now with the fear greed meter is at 47, so neutral territory. We've got recession signals coming from multiple angles now. So the recession signals are showing that even though all of these signals are coming through, there is greed in the market, investors are coming back into it, and we've got some other problems here. So one of these signals is that our debt for the United States, the national debt, is about to eclipse the GDP. We're at about 100%, running 100% GDP for the debt. If this rate increases, that it will become completely unsustainable to pay that back. So some things looking forward, quite dark clouds. We'll see how things run. At any rate, we've got the industrial capacity coming out, retail sales, but the buy now, pay later methods, which are short-term loans, very similar to how credit cards work, but with less accountability. So we've got retail sales coming out, but I expect those to be skewed through this method. So India is looking at boosting oil, liquid natural gas imports from the United States in order to avoid tariffs. What has this got to do with the markets? I'll tell you in a moment. We've also got Vietnam looking to placate by vowing no limits on United States goods. So both of these countries in talks looking at avoiding the reciprocal tariffs that were just announced. Now, what this means is that they will not only be having and getting an open resource door open to these, especially with India, who has typically had some of the higher taxes on their goods, but also Vietnam. These are both producing countries with inexpensive labor. So this is good not only for the United States, but this will keep them running as well as one of their larger trade partners. It is an open sales market for them. So this is good for both sides, just to be clear about this. And they're trying to avoid these trade wars. So again, looking at where the markets are looking at opening green, but the futures are saying this is relatively flat, but showing a bit of weakness. Gold is almost approaching $3,000 level, which shows it should pull back a bit. Silver above $34 now. These two are showing a squeeze in the metals market. And I'm going to speak about this a little bit more in a bit. Crude oil back up despite all of the peace talks. So commodities surging. This is another warning signal. Looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin back above $97,000. We've got news on XRP, but Ethereum and Solana also up. Again, another signal. So let's dig a little deeper into what's going on with our calendar. We are expecting import price, retail sales, as I said, would be skewed. We are looking at a long weekend, so very, very much caution going into Friday. I expect the last trading hour of the day to be much more volatile. We've got the markets closed on Monday due to President's Day is holiday for the markets. Okay. We've got United States wholesale prices remaining high last month. So they're saying that this is a sign of progress, that inflation may have stalled. The Federal Reserve is looking at not cutting or caution into their cuts. But as we go into a deflationary spiral, they will be forced to cut. So we've got Americans finding it much more difficult to pay off their debt. We've got automobile loans are the highest default rates that they've been in several years. And we've got more homes selling below asking price as inventory is climbing to a 5-year high. That means less first-time home buyers. We've also got institutional buyers selling at a loss. These are all signals that the economy is not as strong as they are saying. Couple of things moving forward into the cryptocurrency. A Japanese energy firm boosting their cryptocurrency holdings now. This is just another signal of a shift for corporations going into cryptocurrencies and looking for different assets to put on their balance sheets, because debt is now becoming a massive problem and it's going to come about very, very rapidly once it happens. We've got XRP outshining Bitcoin, Ethereum after the SEC acknowledging a grayscale ETF filing. So this is the news in XRP. They're being accepted much more widely, being tied in with stable coins for the United States. So as it looks more likely that we're shifting into stable coins, it looks like XRP is going to be a major player in this. So with this, we've also got the Trump administration looking again at the CHIPS Act grants. So could potentially delay semiconductor funding. This is going to be negative for the stocks. Very likely this morning we'll see crazy things happen. However, we're talking billions of dollars. So it could hit those companies upon opening. I want to leave this here as a reminder in case it was missed yesterday, because I think things sometimes need to be said a couple of times. We've got more states pushing for Bitcoin reserve bills. So this could kind of push this price of Bitcoin, or at least keep it stable above the 95,000 level. We've got this starting to come out. Doge has been in the news massively. The next target that they're looking into is the IRS, starting investigations there. There's quite a few that are very upset about this. They don't like their constant supply of money being looked into. Now, if this is public funds, these are taxpayer dollars. I think they should be audited. However, spoke about that yesterday, speaking about the gold reserves, Fort Knox, and where the money holdings are supposed to be. If these are for public funds, they should be audited and transparent. So looking a little bit across the pond at our friends over in the West, that is back east. So we've got the UK refusing to release details of Teal. This is Pete Teal. Behind a lot of larger companies is major technocrat. He met with the former minister there. Now these technocrats, high level meeting with government behind closed doors, and then certain things come out. Now, what came out of this? All of a sudden, European Union also scaling back their tech rules in order to boost artificial intelligence investment. Well, they're also doing this with cryptocurrencies. So the cryptocurrencies looking to move to a new system. Okay, CBDCs, regardless what they call it, stable coins, it's going to be whatever it is they call it now. Interestingly, after Pete Thiel brought this up, there is a coin called Plasma, raising $20 million in order to develop a Bitcoin based stablecoin network. Now, Bitcoin based is not the same as Bitcoin. This is a flag. Crypto startup Plasma, well, who is in this and who is backing this? None other than Pete Thiel himself. So keeping an eye on this, as well as some of these other things going on. There are a lot of background ties with these things that are could have the potential to be massively corrupt. I'm not in the position to say, but just to keep an eye on this. And this is what I was speaking about also. More Americans falling behind in the car loans in the fourth quarter. So Americans, who are the powerhouse of consumption for the global West, getting weak, and this is a major flag problem. This flag that we're looking at here, this is COMEX gold. This is silver on the bottom, gold on the top. These are the inventory and deliveries. So again, buying precious metals hand over fist while trying to print out trash dollars for everybody else. What do they know that the general public does not know? We've been speaking about precious metals literally now for years. I've been here for a couple of years now, and ever since I started, I was talking about the warnings back when this was 1900 for gold. So moving forward, it's beginning to all play out as we've been speaking about. I want to speak about these because there's something else going on here. Yesterday, aircraft carrier USS Truman was in a collision within, I believe it was just off the Egyptian coast, was from Panama, cargo carrier. Now, they had their system dark, meaning they were not, they're supposed to be putting out a signal that lets other ships know where they were. They're in heavy congestion just outside the Suez Canal, got into a collision. They're saying their nuclear propulsion system is safe. Now, we know what happened just a couple of weeks ago with one of the military helicopters and a commercial aircraft happened right off of DC as it was landing. They were also flying dark. It was one of the helicopters, I had brought that up, also had Navy jet crashing off of San Diego coast just the other day. What is going on here? Um, there's a lot of speculation on some other things, but I just want to bring these out. The most destructive tragedies that the military's had, I think, ever between all of this going on. So with all of this, just want to bring these up. Wish you all a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, wonderful long weekend. And until I see you again, my friends, stay free.